Hello everyone and welcome back to Cinti Rally. Last week on my Instagram I asked you guys if you would rather see a get to know me tag or a Q&A video. It was pretty much split 50-50 what you guys wanted to see, so I decided why not do both. This week is going to be the get to know me tag video, and then you can drop all of your questions for me next week in either this video or I'm going to make a post on Instagram about it. You can drop your questions there, and I will answer all of your questions that weren't answered in this video next week. I'm really excited. I feel like I've had my channel for quite some time now, and this is really the first kind of get to know me video that I'm going to be doing for you guys. So I'm really excited to share this with you. I think it's about time I start sharing some more of my life with you guys and open up that door of communication. So let's get started. Question 1, what is your middle name? My middle name is Mary. I'm not very fond of my middle name. I just feel like it's very, very plain. For a while I've been wanting to change it. So I may change it at some point, but as of right now, yeah, it's Mary. Question 2, what is your favorite color? My favorite color is pink because I am the typical girly girl princess. I am, however, very partial to purple. Question 3, who was your first best friend? My first best friend, this is gonna sound kind of cheesy, was my cousin Dawn. We are the same age, our birthdays are in the same month, same year, so we grew up together, kind of experiencing everything at the same time, and we're still very close, but yeah, he was definitely my first best friend. Question 4, how tall are you? I am actually very, very tiny. This is something most people don't realize. I am only 5 feet tall. I am very, very petite. I'm 22 years old and I very, very frequently get mistaken for like a 14-year-old. It's not really something that bothers me anymore. I've definitely gotten used to it, but it definitely took a while. Question 5, cats or dogs? A lot of people are gonna hate me, but I'm gonna have to say cats, and it is not my fault. Something you guys definitely don't know is I am extremely allergic to dogs. Like, I could die allergic to dogs. I've had 3 life-threatening allergic reactions in my life before, and 2 out of those 3 have been to dogs. I love dogs. I have nothing against dogs except for that they could kill me. But unfortunately, I have to be a cat person by default because of this terrible allergy of mine. Question number 7, how many countries have you visited? I went to Canada when I was really, really young with my family, but I don't really remember it, so I don't really count that. However, in 10th grade, I flew to Europe with my grandparents, who I live with now. And we went to the Netherlands, and we also went to Germany. So we went a couple places in the Netherlands. We went to a few small villages and Amsterdam, and then we flew to Munich and spent some time there, and in Bavaria. And we toured the Bavarian countryside, and it was absolutely incredible. It's one of my most cherished memories. I haven't really been able to do much traveling since then. However, now that I am older, I have a job. I am planning on going over to Europe this summer. I'm in the process of booking my tickets, so if you guys would like to see a vlog of that, let me know in the comments below, because I'm probably gonna vlog it just for my family so they can watch my trip. But if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing, I'd be more than happy to include that on my channel. Question number 8, are you in college? I am not at the moment. I did go to college. I graduated from a college up north. I graduated last May from my college up north in New Jersey. Been out of college since May and working since September, and it's been an incredible experience so far. I'm loving my job. I love everything I do on a daily basis. I'm learning new things constantly. I'm working in a really interesting field. Question number 9, what was your worst/favorite subject in high school? My worst subject in high school was by far math. If you ask anyone who knows me, I am not a numbers person. I am terrible with technical things like that. I am just terrible with numbers. They don't make sense to me. It's just not my thing. My favorite subject in high school was English because I felt like I could be creative. I really enjoy literature. English just kind of clicked and math never did. Even back when I was in elementary school, I was just always terrible at math. Question number 10, what is your favorite drink? I'm gonna give you guys 2 favorite drinks. if it is chilly outside, you are not gonna find me happier than when I am sipping a hot chocolate. There's just something about it, a really good, rich, warm, chocolatey hot chocolate. And on the other end of the spectrum, when it is hot outside, I feel like there's nothing more refreshing than a nice Arnold Palmer. Question 11, what is your favorite animal? My favorite animal is going to be the hummingbird. I don't know what it is about them. I have always felt drawn to hummingbirds. I feel like if spirit animals were still a thing, the hummingbird would be my spirit animal. I love hummingbirds so much. In fact, I have one tattooed on my ankle. It's really small, but you can see I have a little hummingbird. There's just something so cool and beautiful about them. They're just so small and flighty. I've always felt, in a way, I resembled a hummingbird. Hummingbirds and me, we just click. Question number 12, what is your favorite perfume? And this is a difficult question for me because I actually collect perfume. I have quite the collection. I have a lot of different kinds. But if I had to pick just one, it's actually the one I happen to be wearing today, and it is Chanel Chance Vive. It is one of the Chanel Chance lines. It's a little bit different, but that is my favorite perfume. If I had to pick one, either that or the original Juicy Couture perfume that's just very floral but classic. Question number 13, tea or coffee? That is easy for me, and that is gonna be a hard coffee. I've always been a coffee drinker. Maybe that's why I'm so tiny, but I love the taste of coffee. I love the buzz I get from coffee. I'm a big fan. I love all of the different things you can do with it. Question number 14, what would you name your children? This is an interesting question for me because I've given a lot of thought to this before. I have a few names picked out. I really love the name Stella. I really love Elizabeth, but we call her Ellie. I also really like Lucy. And for boys, I really like Aiden, Peter, Christopher, the classic names. Question 15, what sports have you played? So this is an interesting question for me because I'm just now getting into golf, but that's very new. I haven't really learned very much yet, but I do work in the golf industry, so that's why I'm trying to learn. But what you may or may not know, you may know if you follow me on Instagram, but I, all throughout growing up, was a very serious ballet dancer. I was in a junior company in high school. I danced professionally. I got paid to do it. I have been a ballet dancer since I was 3, and I danced until the time I was a senior in high school. Then I took a break and I started back up again in college, and I did a little in college. It's always been something that's been a part of my life. It's really something that kind of shaped me growing up, and it'll always stay with me. I am not dancing currently. I took a break because of some medical problems, but I'm trying to get back into it. I've always done classical ballet, so I'd really like to branch out into ballroom for my next adventure, but we'll see what happens. Question 16, what is your favorite book? And I am gonna have to say Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Question 17, what are some of your favorite YouTubers? I'm a really big fan of Oh Yeah Disney. They're now Oh Yeah TV if you'd like to look them up, which I'm sure you've already heard of them if you're following me. Yeah, I love their stuff. I really like Ellie Stedman, Adam Hatton. On the non-Disney front, I'm a really big fan of Jenna Marbles. I think she's absolutely hilarious. Anything she and her boyfriend Julian do, this just cracks me up. I watch a lot of Jeffree Star. Sometimes I'll watch Shane Dawson, Tana Mojo. Question 18, what is your favorite movie? This is obviously gonna be a Disney movie for me, and I'm gonna have to say Up, because I feel like it just transcends the category of Disney movies. It is just my all-time favorite story of adventure, of life, of learning to deal with obstacles, of never stopping, of always continuing to search for adventure and for happiness. So for me, Up just kind of checks all the boxes, and it's gotta take the title of my favorite movie. Question 19, single or taken? This is something I have debated discussing on my channel. I am single. If you guys have followed me on Instagram for a while, you may have seen my ex-boyfriend. He's the only one I really ever introduced to you guys, and I really just posted a few pictures of him on Instagram and mentioned him here maybe a few times. We've been broken up for quite some time now. I've dated other people in between then, but no one to introduce to you guys yet. Question 20, what is your ideal first date? This is an interesting thought because I do go on dates, but I haven't thought of what my ideal first date would be. This might sound silly, but I'm gonna say going to the aquarium. Maybe it's just because the aquarium here in Charleston I have never been to and I have always wanted to go, but I don't know who to go with. Maybe that's why I think that would be my ideal first date, but I just think it would be so fun to just go to the aquarium, look at some fish, get to know someone, and then afterwards go to dinner or something. Really anything that's kind of like a casual activity where there's kind of something to do, but also there's a lot of room for conversation. That would be my ideal first date. Question number 21, how many boyfriends / girlfriends have you had? I'm only really gonna count substantial relationships here. I've dated other guys for like a couple months and it didn't work out. But in terms of boyfriends, I would say 3. Question 22, your favorite childhood memory. This is gonna be a memory involving my older sister, Teresa. So as you guys know, I'm super tiny and I've always been this way growing up. I was in like the 0th percentile for height. I was always just a peanut. So I was at my cousin's house. We were visiting them in upstate New York. And the way their living room was set up was they had this big staircase going all the way up to the 2nd floor. And there was a bunch of gaps in the bars. And there was this gap in the bars that was like 2 or 3 bars missing. So it was a pretty hefty gap. Right below where the gap was like a couch set up, and across from that a TV. So scenario. My older sister and my cousin Bridget, they're sitting on the couch watching TV, and my cousin Erin and I were up at the top of the staircase playing who could push themselves out through the bars the furthest. Now, keep in mind, I was young. I might have been 5 or 6. I was young. I would say maybe 6. I was probably 6 years old because I was old enough to know exactly what I was doing, but too young to know how stupid it was. My cousin takes her first turn. She goes out really, really far, and then she comes back and she was like, okay, top that. So naturally, I have to outdo her. So I get to the bars, I grab on, I push myself out as far as I could possibly push myself out. And then I look down and I realize how freaking high up I was and how stupid this was. And I got nervous and my palms got sweaty and my grip loosened and I slipped through the bars. So I go flying through the air and I land on my sister's lap. My sister is very prone to being startled, so she was freaking out. She had no idea what was going on. She was just watching TV, and then all of a sudden I just dropped into her lap. And we were all hysterically crying, laughing. My sister was freaking out so hard, but we all thought it was the funniest thing. To this day, my sister says she's emotionally scarred from the time I flew through the air and landed on her lap. But it is one of my funniest, most hilarious childhood memories. Question number 23, do you speak any different languages? I took Mandarin from kindergarten to 10th grade. Speaking it is very difficult for me now just because I haven't really learned it or been practicing for quite some time now. But if I hear people speaking it, I can understand it very well. For quite some time, I've been meaning to relearn the language and brush up on my Mandarin skills. That is a skill that I would like to have. So I've been meaning to become fluent again. Question 24, do you have any siblings? Yes, I do have siblings. I have a very big family, actually. Clearly, you guys know that I have a sister. I am the middle of 3 girls. My older sister, Teresa, she's 25. I am 22. I have a younger sister, Cecilia, who she is 18. So growing up, it was just the 3 of us. And then years later, my parents had my brother, John. John is the light of my life, and he brings so much joy in all of our lives. You guys will definitely have seen him. He's been on my channel a couple times. Both my sisters have actually been on my channel, so I will link videos where they are in below if you guys want to see them, just to know what they look like or get to know them a little bit better. But I love my family. My siblings are amazing. My parents are amazing. I'm pretty blessed. And the last question, question number 25, is what is your favorite restaurant? I think my all-time favorite restaurant, Tony's Di Napoli in New York City. They have an uptown location and they have one in Times Square. I've eaten at both. And it's a family-style Italian restaurant. It's just classic New York goodness. Everything I have ever gotten from there has been utterly fantastic. Okay, that is my get to know me tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed learning a little bit more about me as a person. Again, I will be doing a Q&A for my video next week. So if you have any questions at all that weren't answered in this video, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer all of your questions. I'll also be doing a post on Instagram and Twitter asking for questions, so feel free to tweet them at me or comment them on that post. And next week, I will also be making an announcement at the end of my Q&A, so make sure you stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to see all of my future content, including park vlogs, more things like this, giveaways, etc., etc. You can keep up with me on a daily basis on Instagram and Twitter, which is at CintiRelli. I will link all of my social media in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a magical day.